What's going on, guys? Thursday, 5/31/2012. No, you can tell from the title, Europe is not collapsing. It is not collapsing. Everybody calm down. There's a lot of distortion on alternative media right now. Everybody's panicking. Oh, the sky's falling. Everything's falling apart. We're all going to die. No, 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 no. It is part of the recalibration process. It's part of the equilibrium process, and it's part of the process that I've been talking about for the last 5 months. Okay? It is the balancing of the system. Everything that is worth zero has to go to zero, including corporations, banks, people, etc., etc. So nothing to be afraid about, nothing to get excited about. It's part of the recalibration process, and it is necessary. It is a cleaning out of the old ugly system, and it's the input and bringing in of the new clean system. And there's a couple of different ways that you can tell that this is the case, in addition to what I've been saying over the last 5 months. I did videos and I stated that Europe collapsed in November of 2011. Okay? Did a lot of videos on that. It's all substantiated on my site. And prior to the collapse in November, I remember all of the meetings that were happening by European Union officials. Remember Merkel and Sarkozy were meeting every day, every other day. They were meeting in Switzerland, they were meeting in France, they were meeting in Austria, they were meeting with Papandreou, they were meeting behind the scenes. Remember that, all the photo ops? In fact, Max Kaiser started coining the term Merkozy, and how Merkel was beating up on Sarkozy behind the scenes. That Sarkozy was Merkel's little bitch, and he had little cartoons all over his website. Well, let me ask you this. If this is a traditional collapse, then how come those meetings have stopped? How come those meetings are not going on right now, but apparently Europe is collapsing again? What happened to those meetings? Why did they stop in November and they haven't continued since? Has the problem been fixed? No. So what's going on? Well, the international community, which I've been talking about for well over a year, possibly about a year and a half, who I said primarily is China, Russia, India, the Arabs, and the international community, excluding the Illuminati faction, which is the United States and primarily Europe. Well, this international consortium is starting to really put their muscle behind the changes in the world. And you can see that. You can see that throughout. That's why Europe right now is not a collapse. After the Illuminati fold their hand, I did that video on January 22nd, 2012. If the Illuminati didn't fold their hand, it would have been a systemic collapse and a disaster. But they did fold their hand. And now it's the recalibration, reinstitution of this new system with different, more capable parties running the show. Okay? And that is what's going on. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to fear. Now, I also want to point out a couple of very important factors here that's just icing on the cake of exactly what I'm talking about. First of all, exactly 2 months to the day ago, I did a video, and it's called Signs of Illuminati Defeat Are Everywhere. I said the Illuminati are not in control of the oil market anymore, and that oil market is being liberated. Now, at that time, 2 months ago, oil was trading at $110 a barrel. Everybody was freaking out. Everybody was panicking. All over alternative media. Ah! Terror! Oil's going to 150. Oil's going to $200 a barrel. We're dying! No, that didn't happen. It happened exactly how I said it was going to happen. And where do we find oil today? $86 a barrel. Interesting, huh? Coincidental? I don't know. You guys make the call. I think it's funny. $86 a barrel. And somebody got 86th out of that price contingency. The Illuminati. That's who got aced. It's not under their control anymore. Exactly what I said. Here's another point, and I want you guys to really pay attention to this. There's a guy by the name of Jim Willey. Okay? He's a gold-silver analyst. Very brilliant guy, very smart guy. I listen to some of the stuff that he says, and he's pretty right on with the gold and silver market. Now, he did an interview. There's a link below. Please take a look at it. Listen to what the man is saying. in his genre, in his discipline, he's very good at what he does. And he said, quote unquote, in the last interview, there is a new sheriff in town. The old ways, the old system is not functioning anymore. It's not working anymore. And he even says he doesn't know who the new sheriff is. Even his people that he has inside contacts with don't know who's pulling the strings right now, but somebody's pulling the strings. He talks about it. He expressly talks about it. He talks about the J.P. Morgan loss and how out of focus that is with how the system used to function. And he's saying, no, this system now is running completely differently. Well, I'll tell you who the new sheriff is. Exactly what I've been saying for the last 15, 14 months. It's the Chinese, it's the Russians, it's the Arabs, it's the Indians, and it's the rest of the international consortium that I've been talking about. That is who is pulling the strings. That is what's being done. And Jim Willie even said that some of his contacts don't know what's going on. It's above their heads. He even talks about a judge that he knows in Germany, and the judge told him, look, dude, I don't know what's going on. It's positive, but I don't know who's pulling the strings. Well, I'm explaining to you guys exactly who's pulling the strings. So don't worry about this collapse of Europe. It is recalibration, calm, 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 and watch it turn into a beautiful thing. Oh, yes, it will. Nations will go back to their sovereignty. Individuals will have more sovereignness. And the system is going back to a much more beautiful, calm, level system. Let me add one more point. On Fox News on 5/29, 2 days ago, 2012, they quote unquote said this. There are some issues in Syria right now, and there are some nations that are, or Syria in itself is having some unrest or whatever not. They actually said this. They said the international community is scrambling to find options to deal with Syria. Say it again. The international community is scrambling to find options to deal with Syria. This is from Fox News. Do you notice, by the way, most importantly, this is the first time that any mainstream media, major mainstream media network has used the term international community. Do you notice that? And this is the term that I coined for the rest of the world outside the Illuminati at least a year ago, at least 14 months ago. Do you notice that? How that vocabulary, those words are coming through right now? Do you notice how Fox News is not using NATO? Do you know how they're not using United Nations? Do you know how they're not using United States and Israel? Do you notice how they're not using the European Union? Do you notice how they're not using the IMF to deal with the problem? Do you notice that change in vocabulary? Do you notice that? Yeah, things are changing because words are a precursor to action. Words are a precursor to events that are going to unfold. I've always said, guys, that the Illuminati will leak things that are going to happen in the future. And for them to expressly change their vocabulary and not use the United States or Europe or a coalition of forces with multinational interests, but the United States spearheading it like in Iraq, they're actually using the term international community. So I don't know how more clear-cut I can get with everything that I've said, with everything that I've been saying. I cannot offer it to you guys more on a silver platter than that. I mean, that's enough evidence to choke a horse, period. Period. So, rest assured, Europe is going back to equilibrium. Check the link below, the Jim Willie link. Very, very good interview. Listen to it. Listen to his vocabulary. Listen to what he's saying. And take it in. Take it all in. Also on the website, I just started a website if you guys are unaware of it. There's a link below if you'd like to donate, help the cause. I also want to say thank you to my past donors. Much appreciated, guys and girls. I just want to say thank you. Website is being built as we speak. There's a blog section that's going to be added to it so I can comment rather frequently on stuff. Get more information to you guys. So check the website regularly. There will be a lot more stuff coming. Okay? And again, thanks for your time. Everybody calm down. It's going to be a great world. Okay? Thanks, guys.